Welcome back to more Maui adventures with me, Yano Sauce. Today was the last day in Maui. Cue the booing sound. Boo. Yes, it was a beautiful place. I actually flew out later in the afternoon, 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that. So, of course, I wanted to get one last hike in. And actually, weather-wise, this was probably the best day of the entire trip the entire time I was there. You actually had some decent visibility, as you will see. As I have in the past, I wanted to show where this hike was. So this was Waihee Ridge Trail, as always. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. This was only a meager, 36 minutes from where I was staying. So much closer, much more easily accessible compared to the 2-hour plus jaunt to eastern Maui. And this was actually my first trip to the western part of the island. This is as far west as I got, unfortunately. All my diving was supposed to happen all on the west side. I forget exactly what town it was in, but one of those southwestern towns there. But, like I said, I never made it to the diving, didn't go. So this was my western adventure in Maui. It was absolutely stunningly beautiful, of course. It was also on top 10 list of hikes in Maui. It was probably the hardest one in terms of elevation change, as you will see. Very steep initially. So be ready for that if you ever go. And sadly, I never made it to Mama's Fish House. I really don't know why that keeps popping up on my on my Google Maps. But all right, let's get into it. Yes. At the trailhead, there was a few portable ishers, and found this guy inside one of them. I did not want to put my hand down there for reference. Trust me, this is a pretty big spider. Certainly bigger than the recluses I deal with in the Midwest here. He kept his distance, didn't move much, didn't walk, I'll say that. He was definitely alive and gone when I returned, so I have no idea what kind of spider that is, but I didn't really want to stick around to find out. Moving on. So this was start of the hike. Just some pretty flowers growing. You actually walk up we'll call it a service road, to get to the woods. There's some kind of utility something up there. I don't know what it was. I do have a picture of it, I think. But the initial part of the hike is actually up a steep paved road, and this was growing on the side and pretty plant. And look at that view. First day I was there, I think, where you could see like this. It did look better in person. As I've mentioned, I'm not crazy about the pictures my GoPro takes, but yeah, you could definitely see some beach there to the left if you look close, or some ocean to the left if you look closely, and that's Haleakala, I believe, that we're looking at. Hold on. You know the drill by now. How do you say that? Haleakala. That's my, this is the next day I'm recording this, so did I get it right? Uh-oh. Oh, I've got Do Not Disturb on. Hold on. Let's try that again.
Haleakala.
Yes! Nailed it. I'm starting to get it. Haleakala. Anyway, I think that's that mountain in the distance. Could be wrong, but, there's only so many mountains on Hawaii. Or on Maui. All right, this is my first initial jaunt up the path. If you listen, you can tell I'm breathing hard already. It was... This was quite a bit... This was pretty steep. After the initial steep rise, it's not that bad. And here's the trailhead sign. Waihee Ridge Trail. You can see that thing in the background. I think I took a picture of it at the end. That's the service utility thing I was talking about. I have no idea what that is. Didn't look electrical, didn't look water related. I don't know. But, continuing on up the mountain with those pretty flowers growing everywhere. Finally flattened out, and yeah, there's now those are some expensive houses, no doubt. Those are kind of nestled on the mountain, got that beautiful ocean view. Yeah, you gotta have some cash to own one of those. And I don't know if you can see in the video, there's also a waterfall to the left there, just stunningly gorgeous. I can't imagine living here. yeah, we found this, I was by myself. I found this, warning us of lethal fungus. What does this say? Did you wash the mud off your boots and gear and dip them into 70% rubbing alcohol solution before you traveled to this island? I did not. And this is the first I've ever heard of this. So, yeah, I don't know. If you want to follow the rules, come to Maui, soak your boots in rubbing alcohol first, or at least the bottoms of them. This was before the Big Island, at least, so I might have tracked some deadly Maui fungus to the Big Island, but not vice versa. And then this, yeah, I'm still very confused about these trees. The way they're spaced and everything looks like they were planted almost. I mean, don't those trees look like... And they're the only trees there. You know, there's no other growth there hardly. But I don't know. It could be all natural. I don't know if somebody planted these or what. I have no idea what kind of trees they were, but pretty cool just having them all lined up like this. There's more pictures of the fauna. Very pretty forest here. I don't think this is a rainforest part, but it certainly gets enough water to sustain lots of vegetation. I'm just stoked at the weather here. It wasn't pouring rain. You could actually see some things. This offered some beautiful views. You will find here. In fact, I took a time lapse of clouds kind of rolling into a cliff, or rolling into a valley rather. And I think that turned out pretty good. I think I've seen that already. So this is the first lookout point. They even put a bench there for your sitting pleasure. Very nice. See that waterfall in the distance. Yeah, I wanted to, be quiet so you could get the full experience. Here's a picture of the same thing we were just looking at. I really do like the low cloud cover that just kind of swallows up the mountaintops. We're going to be crawling through one of those in a minute, which really does cut down on the visibility, but offers its own kind of cool sensation anyway. And here's another picture to the left of the one we were just looking at. Found me some trees on the way up, and wow, boom, look at that. Coming up on that. That was probably is between this and the waterfall are my two favorite things that I saw while I was on Maui. Just stunningly gorgeous. Yeah, don't look here, danger, don't die. There's a viewing platform 200 feet this way. Hazardous cliff. Watch out. The ground can give way and you can go tumbling into this mess. Yeah, there's the ocean. Yeah, I think I could stare at this all day and not be disappointed or bored. Hold on. Are we going? Yeah, okay, we're going to the viewing platform. Got my bearings mixed up there for a second. Yeah, so that was that way. And there's pictures, so that's... Okay, that's... I don't know what direction that would be, so I'm not going to venture a guess. West. I think that's west. but don't quote me on that. And here's the viewing platform. Absolutely stunning. This was a little further up the trail. Nope, still on the viewing platform. Whoops. Okay, this was further up the trail. Yeah, you can see more ocean from here. And I couldn't get enough staring into this valley here. The clouds covering up the top of the mountain. The waterfall in the middle there. Or not the waterfall, the creek. The creek. See, we're headed straight for the cloud. About to go walk into the heavens. Mario style. Maybe there's some gold coins up there. I didn't find any. I want to go back. Oh, click my teeth again. I heard it that time. Gotta make an effort not to do that. I'm editing most of those out anyway, but here's the picture, obviously, of what we were just looking at, and another picture. And look at that. I just feel like the video quality frame grabs are better looking than these pictures. I just don't know what it is about the GoPro pictures. And you can see the visibility is really starting to die now because we're walking into the cloud. Popular hike. Lots of people out there on this one. Birdie feller had a lot to say. There's a picture of the jungle on the mountain. Close up of some of the ferns growing there. Staring into the fog. Into the fog some more. All right. As you can see, we're full on into the fog now, into the cloud. Very bad visibility, but, you know, it's kind of cool in its own right. Just being surrounded, secluded. There was lots of mud on this trail. So like I said in the beginning, this was a hike before I flew to the Big Island later this day, and so that was unfortunately constantly on my mind. You know, I was worried about the time, and I did. Oh yeah, found the spider. Yeah, this was really cool. Obviously, with the dew, or I don't know if was due, but the water droplets all over the web, and he actually had some on his back or her back, and just high altitude spider, I guess. This thing, yeah, I was kind of hoping if I touched this thing it would uncurl, but it did not. I thought that was cool. The trees just barely visible through the fog. There up in the mountain we go. So I was keeping an eye on the time, and I had a set time where I had to turn around, you know, in order to have time to gas up the car, get to the airport, all that stuff. Of course, I ended up with way more time than I needed. I probably could have stayed out here an extra hour. But, you know, that's not something that you want to push. If I missed that flight, it would have ruined there would have been a whole cascading effect of bad things. So, I made sure I got to the airport in plenty of time. This is my symbolic sad turning around video. As I reached the limit, time to turn around. And more pictures of the fog. I thought this was cool. Stairway from heaven, perhaps. The Led Zeppelin sequel. Maybe the Weird Al Yankovic version. You can hear the wind picked up here. It actually made for, so I think my time-lapse video is coming up. Yeah, the wind picked up, and so it was blowing clouds into that valley, which totally obscured the view. You're going to see that. Yeah, actually somebody else found this spider and pointed it out to me on the way up, and I decided to take a picture on the way down. He was a little harder to get to. I'd already climbed off the trail a little bit and was standing in a semi-precarious spot. Any closer would have been the danger zone. But I got a couple of good pictures, I think. Not sure what bugs are flying around up here, but obviously there are some if the spiders are here. And just an awesome, beautiful Maui beautifulness. These weird looking plants with their weird looking leaves. Is this the time lapse? No. No, this is not the time lapse. I'm surprised it was this clear. I thought I remember it being more cloudy than this. But yeah, you can see the beach, or I keep saying the beach. You can see the ocean there in the distance. That is the north side, I believe. I think that's the north ocean. So Baldwin Beach would have been straight ahead, kind of wrapped around. I forgot. I'm supposed to keep my mouth shut during the scenic moments. But yeah, you can see some clouds already kind of rolled in. This view is not quite as good as it was coming up the mountain. There's a picture. Yep. Fog is rolling in. Yeah, you can see how quickly the conditions can change here. I know this isn't California, but staring at this just made me think of Kobe's helicopter crash and how something like this, you know, weather like this probably contributed to it, and how quickly that can roll in and obscure everything. See, look at this. You just can't see like we used to see, you know, 10, 20 minutes ago. And I believe, I keep talking about it, I think I've got a time lapse coming up here somewhere. Boy, this is just beautiful. Even with the fog, just thought it was beautiful. Yep, that's up the mountain again from whence I came. More foggy. Oh no. Where's my time lapse? This was already down the mountain. Did that not save? Oh man, I thought I saw it already. Alright, well, I'm gonna look for it. It's probably, I might have to addendum, a special addendum to this project. Because I'm not gonna try to mash it in the middle. Yeah, maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. I think I missed the chance, though. Especially with all those pictures. Yeah, this is definitely down the mountain. I turned my camera off when I saw her. Yeah, that's really disappointing. I know I sat there and took a time lapse for like 5 minutes because I was sweating it out because, I turned around already. I had to get to the airport, all that stuff. Pretty sure I saw it at some point, so I may just have not got it copied to the right folder here. It might still be on the GoPro chip. I'll find it. I'll find it, I hope. Yeah, getting back to the beginning here. I'm not sure which one of these is going to be the end. There's my cool trees. There's up the tree. They were very tall. They had those ridges in the trunks. Again, I have no idea what trees these were, but I just thought they looked really cool. There's the picture of those, whatever they are. I don't know. You guys know what those are? Tell me in the comments, please. I have no idea what that is. Water, electricity, something else. I don't know. And here's some pretty flowers growing on the side of the trail. This is back to the paved road again. And I don't even know. Oh yeah, that's right. This is on the way to the airport. Yeah, I took a picture of the white bird and the median there. That's what this was. I think that's the last one. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna hunt for that time lapse video. I better be able to find it because that was one of the things I was most anticipating of this entire hike or this entire video. And so that'll be next. Hope if I can find it. And next is flight off of Maui, which unfortunately is not that spectacular. I picked the wrong side of the plane, darn it. But we'll talk more about that in that video. So hope to see you guys there. All right, as promised, here is my time lapse of that valley. This is a mode of the GoPro I don't use that often, but I think it's kind of a cool effect when I do. I think this was taken over the span of about 5 or 6 minutes, maybe even longer than that. Yeah, it probably was longer than that actually, and produced a minute-long video. So yeah, you can just kind of see the clouds sweeping into the valley there and sweeping out, and it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Glad I found it. So it actually had, the file has a different naming scheme than the rest of the GoPro videos and pictures, which is why I initially missed it. So I'll need to keep that in mind moving forward. I have one more time lapse of the sunset, but up next is Flight to the Big Island.